And this ain't working the way I wanted it to. I apologize. See if I can get this lighting a little better. Uh, Folks in the house coming to you on a Friday night, and basically beginning end of 2021 and beginning of 2022 sucked. Um, Basically, I wish the lighting was better, but we're gonna go ahead and do a live stream because I don't feel like uploading this. It takes a lot. Basically, I got COVID back after Martin Luther King Day, that Tuesday. Um, Came across a headache all the way across the board. I tested positive the following Sunday. Did take the test. Um, I COVID beat the shit out of me. Just knocked the living ass right out from under me. I did not have cold symptoms. My aunt and uncle, they kind of have the cold symptoms, but I more had flu for a solid 5 days. I wanted to just crawl in a hole. Um, I had pains. I didn't vomit, but yeah, some of this is not pretty, and so just want to let you know those. I don't wish you this. If you get the version I had, don't want it. Walk away. Um, I don't know what. Um, I got things to say about it, but we'll just go as so for good 4 or 5 days, and I have to. My neighbors, I apologize because I kept them up. I think 24/7 on the way I was coughing so hard that I was dry gagging, and it was a point that I wish I would have done got sick. I was doing it so hard, my esophagus at the end after it started to calm down, it was burning, and but I was coughing so hard that I was dry gagging, dry heaves, and it was just to a point where it's like I almost was like, please let me get sick. So whatever gets the hell out of my system is my mentality of thinking. It was awful. I'm still got it. Staying away from my. I was around my folks for a couple days before I knew for sure. So far, they've been good. Both my parents have been in the hospital. I was running around between hospitals and a nursing home. So I don't know if that's where I got it. I wish I could say yes, no. But and I was run down, so that probably didn't help my situation. But yeah, 2 years in, people, and for what they tell you what to do or whatever, if you get COVID, there's different people have different symptoms, and it's just a joke. And I wish somebody would start realizing it's like we need to start telling people drink orange juice or drink hot tea, or I'm not saying that's the cure. I'm just saying to help to smooth things over. I called 911 to get evaluated. I was in a point, and they basically said, yeah, if we take you to the hospital, they're not going to admit you. Um, and I was at a point of I was in a miserable state, and the paramedic said, "Yeah, you're a 2." And I was like, "Shit, I wouldn't even want to know what a 3 was. If I would have been a 3, cray." Again, something disappointed with. I felt the healthcare system let me down a little bit on it. Hey, that's fine. Um, I got a nice expensive ambulance that came to my house to tell me that the hospital probably will send me home. Um, so if you have COVID, it comes down to having breathing problem, but there's a level below that you're miserable and for shit. And I had my appendix out. I've had the flu. Um, Nothing that I compare what I had for 5 solid days. Um, this week I finally got. I took 6 days off from work that I used days just because I was miserable, And finally, it's like, well, I gotta have to log in since I'm working from home. Basically, you don't have for me is you don't have any energy. I take I did a full week this or Tuesday through Friday, and for Tuesday, um, I was down and out. And after it's like, okay, I still got this many hours. And by the time like I had like an hour to go, I was done. I mean, I was like, stick a fork in me, and it's like, okay, let's just muddle through it and get through it. You do it, and after that, I crashed. For the most part, almost each night, 3 hours after I logged off, is I just lay down and boom, I was done. And then sleeping wise at night, because I'd slept for 3 hours, that kind of went iffy. But when I was sick, I couldn't sleep. I was jacked up. And then finally in the daytime, while I was out, I would fall asleep. But during the night, and my neighbors can contest to this, I drove them up a wall probably. Wish I didn't. Uh, again, it's just something, symptoms are different from everyone. And if you get it to where you're below the not able to breathe, it's miserable. So just give you a heads up. My aunt and uncle, like I say, they got cold symptoms. I had more flu symptoms, where aching and retching, and it was, it was again something that I was getting disgusted and sickening, and the dry night sweats for the Omicron, I guess. So I must have that because I'm getting the night sweats, and that's disgusting. That's nothing I'll be happy about. So this ain't the greatest video. I'm just sharing my experience with COVID. Um, I'm hoping to get over it. My sister kind of said that she's had people that they still are fatigued. I still am. Tonight, um, there was an hour that I just went into kind of a la la land, and I was like, okay, here we go again. And then all of a sudden, I got a little boost of energy somehow. So I got up and decided to watch a movie, and I'm sitting there looking, and I came across the perfect movie for my situation. I decided to watch Freddy versus Jason, and I thought it was perfect for the way I felt and like, what do I want to watch? So I watched Freddy versus Jason. Um, the first half of the movie, you can have it. The second half, it does okay. First half, not so much. It takes a while before they start. Freddy uses Jason because the way it is, people have forgotten about Freddy, so nightmares aren't happening. There's a little story about it. So Freddy decides to use Jason to go and start killing people. And then Freddy kind of gets pissed off at Jason because Jason's kind of taking the credit and kind of kicking Freddy to the curb a little bit. And it kind of it's like Nightmare on Elm Street is close to Crystal Lake, driving distance, I guess. So that was kind of a little like, okay, a little too much. But the story that they did with the Freddy Jason at after the second half, they did okay. Explaining Jason came into because it was more Freddy, and nobody knew about Jason, and one of these cops ends up talking about him, so it kind of gets at least what's going on. Um, so for how I was feeling with COVID, I was like, yeah, the movie's good for COVID. Watching Freddy versus Jason. And then at the end, they decide to have it where they show them both again. But it could before that scene, they could have wrapped up the movie and just been done with Freddy and Jason. And yeah, this was the movie I decided to watch for COVID. I was like, you know what? Um, let's watch it. It kind of made me laugh a little bit. Like I say, the first half, not so much. And the second half kind of has uh, Mr. Johnson. Long time no talk. I hope you're doing well. just more or less, you just missed out. Is been talking about my COVID experience, and not pretty. And so I decided to watch Freddy versus Jason, and I'm hoping I'm done with it and I never have to deal with it ever again. And that's plain and simple. Um, if I do it again, if it even comes close to being like half of what I had, forget it. It's like cray. Um, I had the Omicron, but I didn't have cold. I had more flu. I was miserable, dude. My aunt and uncle have it, and they kind of have the cold symptoms, and they don't seem to be. They weren't in misery as I was. Uh, again, we already talked, and so I don't want to rehash. But I've decided to do my video because I haven't done a live video for 2022. I'm already ready for 2023. I'm shutting this down. So yeah, Freddie and Jason. First half of the movie, nothing extra, kind of a little silly. But then there's a few scenes with the Freddie Jason thing that kind of are entertaining, where they fight each other. Um, and I think they could have even done a little better with that part of it. But for the type of movie it is, what do you expect? But like I said, when you're down and out, it's like, what kind of movie fits the situation? And I'm like, yeah, it perfectly fits. So COVID and Freddy versus Jason, totally recommend it that way. And so uh is you take it easy, and I see Mr. Johnson had it, and glad you're over it, and some nasty crap. And I wish there'd be more how to not treat it, but make yourself feel comfortable. And that's not out there. People want to play pissing games or whatever, and I don't want to get on my rant box. So hopefully down the road I'll get some movies going again. Yep, the fatigue, I got that. Yes, that'll knock. That's there. It's I decided to grab a shower before. I was like, you know what? Let's motivate. Try to get a little upbeat here. And I was like, the shower helped give me a little kick in the butt. And then I tried doing some things, and I was like, woo. Yeah. So if you get it, be careful. I've been staying away from my folks again. I know I did. I was around them when I in the beginning, but so far they've been good. I'm still staying away from them. My sister talks about wearing a mask, and I'm for bullshit on the mask thing. So it's like I'd rather stay away instead of a mask. That's my for elderly people or people that possibly could catch it. It's been entertaining. And Jeff, like I say, if you watch the beginning of the video, you get some insight. Kind of gotten off. Oh, and what the hell? UW basketball, that's crap. And UWM men's basketball. Um, Coaching change, athletic director that for UW Milwaukee needs to shake it up there. Baldwin time has come. Um, Again, just my thoughts and for what's out there, what you see. It's a program that gets, I don't know, doesn't get the coverage it should, but for what it's producing, why should it get any coverage? So if you want to change things, athletic director, coaching, they need to start waking up. I don't know what kind of game they got over there, but they're some people I must be happy with their checks and stuff like that. Okay, that was a little sports world. I think that's where we're going to wrap it up, and hopefully they do rise again there, Mr. Johnson. And, nice seeing you chatting with me. So thank you, and we'll kind of get the videos back. I know the lighting sucks, and I just, this is the COVID YouTube video, so down and out, and hopefully things will get better. And I hope, thanks everybody that watches the video, and you guys be safe out there, and have a good one. Bye.